The basis of this discussion today will be on the construction of character. Now, I know that there's a lot of self-discovery, information, personal development, and spiritual growth. However, I would like to be clear that my innovative message comes from a place of genuine and sincere concern outside of myself to be able to pour into those who need to hear a discussion, message, communicative thoughts that have something to do with what they may be going through within. My only goal is to express these thoughts, values, philosophies, and theories to be able to connect with those people. So let's begin. Now, spiritual alchemy is nothing more than spiritual transformation, but the true alchemy is personal development. In the 7 stages of mental alchemy and spiritual alchemy, the main thing to focus on is the transformation part, the transmutation of you going through a change within you. Personality transformation means that you can change your personal reality. And once that happens, you see the true spiritual gifts that you have within yourself to be able to make the changes that you need to live out what you're trying to manifest. And what you manifest is what you are. This discussion today will be on the basis of character construction as it relates to Christ the carpenter. As we know, Christ's father, Joseph, was a carpenter. And Jesus participated in these practices with him, learning how to build. But the building of what? This is what we'll be discussing today, as it is in relation to the building up of character and the building up of one's self. The self-mastery in science goes deep into the symbolism of why Jesus was even participating in the carpentry. It's very important that we observe this so we can see the stories of the scriptures, not to be taken literally, but to be applied in a spiritual way, symbolically. Jesus had several different tools as he participated in carpentry. But one of the tools that he used was a square. The square in carpentry is used to keep the line straight. Often used within language in English, you hear one say, "I'm standing on my square. Nobody's going to knock me off my square." The square being the foundation of principles and even symmetrical lines that one stands on. And he cannot be persuaded to get off of that square, a strong foundation of who oneself is. The square is what is going to keep you straight. Another tool that Jesus used during his carpentry was the compass, symbolic to what would be guiding the way, making perfect circles within the circle of life as you go through it. Embracing the patterns of the circadian rhythms, changing of the seasons, but with the compass, we will be able to make perfected circles around that in which you see as a revolving pattern or habits that you need to become closer to the Creator. The square, the compass, the hammer. Now, the hammer represents you standing firm on what it is that you believe, being able to bang the truth through, to stand on the truth, to understand, to embrace the truth, as it will bring you closer to the divine circle. The truth being whatever it is that you imprint on your subconscious mind. That is your truth. Some people live out lies because they have embraced it as the truth. But the truth is nothing but what we imprint on our own subconscious mind is our own truth. Now, the chisel, whether Christ had the chisel in his carpentry work, it's very important because the chisel, the plummet, and the saw all work together, which we'll get into. But first, the chisel is for precision. The precision of the correct cuts that you're making with the axe or saw. So the chisel comes through with precision, making the connection easier on the lines from the plummet the weight that holds the lines to make the line straight, so that the chisel can make the proper incisions, make the proper and precise chipping away at the cuts that you make, the intricate side of self that you get to the precise points and intricate ways and innovative methods that you find within yourself to make the perfect cuts. The next tool would be the axe. The axe representing the cutting away of negative thoughts, environments, people, anything that does not serve you becoming perfected man. In the building up of the construction of character around who it is and what it is on a mental image that you see for yourself, moving on your spiritual journey. The saw, chisel, and plummet all work together to make what is the character or whatever one is building to be a precise cut, not just any cut like an axe where you just cutting through, making way for the preciseness of the plan and mental image that you have for one who is looking for a place of self-mastery to get to the divine center. Now, this is important because we're talking about the divine center as it represents as Christ would be the divine center in this case, because the 12 disciplines around our disciples around him represent how to get to the divine center, which would be the perfected man, the manifestation of love, the Messiah, the Christ consciousness, the divine center, surrounded by the 12 disciplines, which we'll talk about another time, is symbolic into the chisel, the saw, and the plummet. The plummet being the weight, holding the line straight for the chisel to be able to make the precise cut. And the saw, the main cut, to be able to saw away at the negative parts of self, identifying what needs to be cut, coming in with the chisel with intricate, precise cuts after the main one, and the plummet holding the line straight to making sure that the cut is in line, is in alignment with what you're trying to build. Very important. Now, the ladder. Very symbolic to the Jacob's ladder, which would be the sign of climbing to perfected man. It is said that Jesus had these tools in carpentry, making his way up the ladder with these tools as he made these changes within himself of the construction of the character, symbolically relating to spiritual alchemy, or which is the true personal development and transformation. Turning lead into gold, the lady in the red dress. All these signs attribute to one who was going deeply inside to do the building and the reconstruction and the transformation and transmutation of mind and mentalism. The paradigm shifting into identity shifting into the person, individual that is within you, that you might not have had the tools or keys to unlock it. But with Christ as the carpenter, we see the tools are with us symbolically as he climbed the 12-step ladder, or should we say 7? The mysticism and spirituality all depends on an individual journey or path on which one needs to go, and only that one needs to know. It's all personal revelation when it comes to spiritual alchemy. But as Christ climbed his ladder, which is a tool that he used to get to perfected man, it's all symbolic of the ladder that we all are trying to climb. If you dare to be brave enough to go on the spiritual journey of perfected man, going deep inside, doing the inner work on the end venture, the inward path of finding who you truly are. The true spirituality is that. The representation of the divine center of the Christ consciousness surrounded by the 12 disciplines are disciples. sought out by the consciousness. It's very interesting when we think about this and apply these symbols to ourselves, because every symbol is not a sign and every sign is not a symbol. A symbol can have a real significant sign to show one if that one is looking for a certain thing. Now, I used to take a lot of the stories in the Bible literal until I had a paradigm shift to start understanding in my mind that the literal is all within the symbolism. The story is not to be taken as a literal story, but is to be taken as one reads it within their own consciousness. Depending on the consciousness of how it's read and the signs that are being shown is how one can apply that to recreate their own reality and get to the destination that they are destined to be, to fulfill their purpose, to become the mental image that they have created in their own mind. However, it is all mentalism, as we know in the Kabbalah. We're dealing with universal laws here, universal laws, and the symbolism of that as such, and the stories that they hide the symbols in. If you look closely, it's not truly hidden. Only thing is hidden is what is within you that you need to find. So we use these stories and these symbolisms to be able to find what is truly us, the true us, the higher of us, the kingdom of heaven within us, the divine center within us, the us that will do even greater things than ye. The ye are gods, the oneness of the Creator in connection with you. The universe is mental. It's a whole inner world and inner dimension going on within us that if we tap into, we can discover so many quantum phenomena and truths. Now, I would like to revisit this to talk more about how we can see past these two eyes into the true messages of certain scriptures to apply them to our life. I've been moved to talk about this. I'm not going off of any script or any bullet points, mainly from a place of intuitive, creative flow, what I like to call it, being spoke through meditation, getting closer to the Creator, and moving with the flow, yet being guided by something that is more powerful than myself, as I see it with my two eyes. But the supernaturalism is truly within me. It's truly within you. It's all about if we're brave enough to go seek it and find it. Embrace our spiritual gifts that we never knew that we knew. That's the true spirituality in self-discovery, is you understanding new things about yourself that you never even knew. And you need no validation from anybody else, or you need no codependency on getting validation from somebody else. When it comes to you dealing with your own trauma, some people just need to be around other people to not face their trauma because it validates them. It validates them. Not knowing they're just drowning in a cycle of traumatic experiences that you're trying to get instant gratification from and just put band-aids on instead of doing the true work and going inside and healing from them, which would be a symbolism of Jesus as the healer, as he was healing people as they were healing themselves, were believing that they could be healed. Quantum healing starts in the mind. The mind's eye of God is with us. Peace and wellness to the family.